Hey, morning, everybody. A lot of people sometimes, I don't think they really ponder certain truths, certain cardinal truths that can save their lives. Their physical life, their spiritual life, their emotional life, their psychological life, their financial life. Basically the entire man, the entire being of this individual. And the reality is that a lot of people don't understand that the devil is not their greatest enemy by and large. And you may say, the devil is not. You know what is mankind's greatest enemy? Ignorance. Have you noticed that God said, without knowledge, which is meaning you lack knowledge, which is ignorance, the people perish. It didn't say because of the devil, the people perish. Without knowledge, the people perish. There is a hypothesis in Jamaica, or a theory that seems to hold true. Ignorance, lacking knowledge of the law, doesn't mean that you won't be held accountable if you breach it. So for example, if you turn right and there is a sign that says do not turn right, but because you can't read symbols, you don't understand it, and a policeman sees you, or a camera catches you, you're liable to be charged. Even if you try to bargain your way out, you can only hope that they will rescind charging you. They will not, take it up. They will not, carry it through. But you being ignorant of the law doesn't mean that the law will not be carried out, if the laws and the powers that be chooses to. Similarly, you be ignorant of something in life that can either save your life or not save your life, doesn't mean that it stops the reality of that law. When you buy an iron and you don't read the manual, and the manual may say if you put this in water when it is plugged in, this will happen to you. If you didn't read the manual and you plug it in and you put it in water, then you better pray and hope that you live to tell the tale. You better pray and hope that you live to tell the tale. What the enemy does, he capitalizes on your ignorance and he fuels that fire to his advantage. He fuels that fire to his advantage. So your greatest enemies, as hard as it may be able to comprehend, is not Satan. Although I've often said that God has put enmity, meaning a permanent separation, especially where women are concerned. Women, we detest the enemy to the core. Not all, but you have quite a number of us women who we detest the enemy to the core. There is an enmity that he has put between us. I don't know if because we saw what had happened with Eve. There is this, I don't know, you know that you and him can never, ever be friends. Though sometimes you do things and you wonder if you and the enemy are friends. Ignorance. And that is why I hate when Jamaicans use this terminology, me ignorant for you. What do you mean by that? That's a nonsensical statement. What do you mean? Me lacking knowledge for you? I'm not understanding it. I remember once I posted a video on that, correcting people that it's not a correct statement to make. Because ignorance, it doesn't mean anger, it doesn't mean upset, it doesn't mean a pet peeve. So we need to change that jargon that has been going on for ages. It's not a correct jargon. You are saying something that is not even sensical. There is no subject. There is no predicate. It's not a standard. It has no... You can't comprehend it. When you say I'm ignorant for you, you're saying I'm lacking knowledge for you. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not comprehending that. I'm not understanding that. And somebody commented, oh, leave us alone. It's our language. I said, my God. Oh, my goodness. And that is why I appreciated the speech yesterday by Mr. Golding, hoping that, he really was sincere. Not to say that he necessarily may win, that early childhood education, especially where critical thinking skills are concerned, and your IQ, that you can comprehend and learn things quickly as well. Ignorance is a dangerous thing. There are many people, I remember somebody said, Toni-Ann, you need to start back reading because some things you're being dogmatic. Have you ever come across people who are very dogmatic? Like, no matter, you put truth to them. You say, look, it is sunny right now. It is not raining. And let me tell you something. You could take their head off. You could pluck their hearts out. Take out their liver and their kidney. Sorry to be so gruesome. They will still die crying and saying, it is raining. Because you know what has happened? They can't see beyond where they're at. So sometimes you get frustrated and say the person is stubborn. But you know why they're stubborn? Because they can't see beyond where they're at. In other words, if somebody doesn't know that 1 + 1 is 2, you can't, and they don't get that literacy learning, they're going to stick with whatever it is that they know. Zero. So until that person has been educated to know that 1 + 1 = 2, then they will remain at that 0. They will stick saying the sun is shining, the rain is fall. It's raining, even though it is shining bright and sunny. Ignorance is your greatest enemy. Read, my beautiful people. Read. Right now, I just completed 3 books. I'm halfway through another book. I was saying in some other videos that, I'm trying to see if I can read 4 books. If I don't do it weekly, at least, every 2 weeks or something but I have to consciously do it. I have to be intentional. I won't get that feeling. I have to break myself into the habit, and I completed 3. Halfway through the 4th one, and I just took up 4 more books, so I added on an extra books. I'm reading 5 right now. Okay, my beautiful people, I have to schedule time. It is to my life. It is a matter of life and death. Not just physically I'm talking about, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Sometimes we pray to God and say, Lord, send us an angel, send us help. And God starts us out with the very simple things He answers. I tell you, there are certain prayers that God answers quickly, but we don't see it. We're looking for something great and almost like a thunder, rolling in the sky, or seeing lightning flashing. Not necessarily so. It's to start with the simple but profound truths. Reading maketh a man. I used to hear that a lot when I went to prep school. And it is a factual thing. Your greatest enemy is ignorance, not the devil. He just capitalizes on it, and he uses it and sifts you like wheat. You think it is only Peter that he wanted to do that? And thank God for Jesus that he prayed. He said the devil wants to sift you like wheat. And part and parcel of that is that Peter really wasn't such an educated man, He really wasn't such an educated man, and he probably was dogmatic and didn't understand he had a willing heart. He really had a willing heart to serve God, to serve Jesus, and to do the things of God. But you see, sometimes your educational lacking can limit you. When you find people who are very stubborn and can't, and they don't move, check their educational status. I'm not saying that some who aren't educated are not like that, but generally you find people who are lacking in terms of knowledge. They're very dogmatic and they don't like to listen to truths even when it is right there. It is imperative. It is important. I implore you. Read books, beautiful people. Do research. Listen to solid speakers. You will know if they are solid speakers because it will resonate with your heart, your mind, and your soul. When you ask God, I say, God, open my mind, open the eyes of my understanding, the mind of my understanding. Give me wisdom, and He will do it. And listen to people, even a man that may be simple. You can listen to them because Jamaicans have a way of saying pick sense out of nonsense, which, there's some truth to that. Listen to people. Stop watching and listen to other people, but don't listen to this person because this person is false and fake. Stop it. Paul said this, even if they're false and fake, I'm paraphrasing for you to understand, but they're speaking truth, listen to it. They're speaking Jesus, listen to it. It can save your life. Don't be ignorant. Come out of lacking knowledge as much as possible. Get more knowledge, but not just knowledge. You're going to apply the knowledge, but start somewhere first. Water that seed. Please. Get rid of the greatest enemy. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this message.